Hi guys, good morning. I just woke up and I'll be making breakfast for myself and my family, breakfast, lunch, and then make some picnic mix because we're going for picnic this afternoon rather, not this morning. So I just woke up. Yeah, that's why my voice is like that. So we're going for picnic. I want to prep the meal, or I already prepped it, so I'll be preparing it this morning. If I'm going to film it, I don't know, but I'll show you guys and carry along. So today is Sunday, guys. Please ignore my hair. I finally removed my braids. So when I was removing my braids, guys, I was cutting the hair. Look at, you guys know my hair now. You know how my hair was before. Guys, for no reason should you put dye on your hair unless you're on low cut, okay? But if you have very long healthy hair before, there's no reason to use dye on it. This is what dye did on my hair. You guys remember that I dyed my hair orange? Yeah, so hair. So but anyways, I'm lucky that I have long hair syndrome. It's going to grow back, okay? Probably start again from beginning. But anyways, today I'm talking to you guys about religion in Brazil. What other way is better to talk about religion if not today, that is Sunday? So happy Sunday, guys. Let's get right into this video about religion in Brazil. So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, ignore my hair. Okay, I'm here to talk to you guys about religion in Brazil, and I have put my fried rice on fire, or I'm boiling the rice, I'm boiling the meat. So if you have time to, please do catch up on Instagram. I will be compiling everything today, so I don't have time, that's why I look like this. But let's get right into this video. I'm talking about religion in Brazil because many of you had some misconception. I should have done this video a very long time ago, but nothing spoiled. Some of you had the misconception that Brazil is majority or majorly a Christian country, which is correct, but you need to know that there are other religions here in Brazil as well. Okay, let's go. If you guys remember the carnival time when people were saying that God is punishing Brazil, Satan this one, Satan is in Brazil, Lucifer has entered Brazil. Well, I'm going to be exposing you guys to the religions that we have in Brazil today. Brazil's religious landscape is as diverse as its ethnic and geographic diversity, and accordingly the majority of Brazilians in the country, they identify as Roman Catholic. That's like 64%. This reflects historically the relationship they have with Portugal and Catholic Church. The remaining population, at least like 22%, you'll be seeing Protestant tradition, you'll be seeing Seventh-day Adventist, Assembly of God, Congregation of Brazil. Sorry guys, I had to quickly pack my hair. I didn't like the way it was looking. So anyways, Universal Kingdom of God, about 1%, and other forms of Protestantism. Okay, there's also a small number of people who identify with another form of Christianity, about 0.7%, some spiritualists and other, you know, non or unspecified kind of religion in Christianity as well, but they don't identify other Catholic, just under the umbrella of Christianity. Now guys, let's talk about Catholicism in Brazil. Catholicism was introduced to Brazil during the early colonial period by the Portuguese people, you know. However, other Jesuit missionaries from Europe, they sought to actively bring this teaching of Catholicism to the local populace, especially the indigenous or the indigenous population, and that will be the people that live in Amazon and all those things. So in Brazil, in the 19th century, Catholicism was made the official religion of Brazil, and it was formally institutionalized into the country's political and social system. While this formality has loosened greatly, it's no longer like before, Brazil has one of the largest Christian population in the world. Yeah, right. So the Catholic Church is divided into, in Brazil, is divided into 3 types, in like descending order of the number of followers, and they are Roman Catholic, Apostolic Church, and Brazilian Catholic. Despite the large proportion of Brazilian population following one of these three branches of Catholicism, the followers of Catholic Church in general, they have been they've reduced. So simultaneously, the number of Brazilian Protestants has increased since like in 2000 or 2001, but it's unclear whether the former followers of Catholic are the ones that are converting to Protestantism. So according to the 2010 census data in Brazil, over 3/4 of Brazilians who live in rural area, they identify as what? Catholic. Numerous significant events in Brazil revolve around Catholic faith as well, such as Brazilian festivals, hinging on events in Catholic calendar or relate to Christian saints. So influences of the religion can also be seen through the country or throughout the country through Catholic iconography and buildings. One of the most known example is the Christ the Redeemer statue located in Rio de Janeiro. Respect and adherence for Catholic holidays and seminal life events also continue to be very important for many Brazilians, such as baptism, religious wedding, and celebration dedicated to patron saints. We are in June or July right now. They have celebrated so many Saint Antonio, so many saints have been celebrated all through this month of June or July. I don't know if I'm mistaken. All through the month of June and July. So we can still see evidently that Catholicism is like a big thing here in Brazil. Now let's talk about spiritualism or spiritism, also known as Catholicism. The practices of spiritism are based primarily on ancient and Meridian cultures, as well as African cultures that were introduced in Brazil through the introduction of indentured laborers from Africa by the Portuguese people. One of the central notions of spiritism is the belief in reincarnation and the continual improvement of the soul with the end goal of perfection. According to 2010 census data, a majority of these people are middle to upper class, with approximately 98% of the followers being literate. They know what they're doing. Moreover, most followers of spiritism reside in urban areas. In contemporary Brazil, followers of spiritism face prejudice, particularly from Christians who believe that spiritism is related to witchcraft, a common stigma attracted or attached to African religion. Aspects of spiritism are also present in Afro-Brazilian faith such as Umbanda and Candomblé, which is what I'm going to be expatiating on right now. So there are two popular spiritism. It's called Umbanda. One is called Umbanda, one is called Candomblé. How do I know all these things? I've interacted with them, I have met them, I have been their client. Rather, they have been my clients because some of them buy African religious stuff and they try to educate you about it. So I will not talk about Christianity, because right here in Brazil, I don't even know if I'm supposed to say this or if we should leave it alone without attacking anyone, without harming anyone, except those bad ones that usually kidnap people for ritualists or help pastors to become extra powerful in their church, all these fake pastors using juju and all those things. Yeah, so the ones in Brazil here, they're not yet exposed to those kind of things that we have in Nigeria and Benin and Togo. Okay, so what they do basically here is praise their gods, go for parties to praise their gods, go for worship, drinking, eating, learning about the culture, learning Yoruba, and just basically living their life, not imposing it on anyone, not going door to door to tell you believe in Ogun is that right? None of that thing. All they do is just praise their God and then live according to the rules that their God set out for them. So yeah, they always get attacked by Christians. Always. There's always a story about Christians going to their temple to scream, to shout, Jesus kinikon, Jesus is coming. We know, but this is not how Jesus told us to do it. I don't like to even speak about religious stuff like this because I always like for God to judge. Okay, so they always go to their temple, try to throw stuff at them. This is not how Jesus did it when he came. If you think something is different from the teaching that you read in the Bible or like your religion, you don't force people to do stuff that, I don't know if you guys understand, but it's always very aggressive here. You know, they always attack these people called Ubanda and Candomblé, and you see videos, search for it on YouTube, you always see a video somewhere of Christian group going to their temple, going to this traditional African people's temple, and then, you know, attacking, either burning it down, attacking them. I don't want to talk about it on this video, so that I don't know, it's you know, religious and all those things, they're always very sensitive topics. So I just here to educate you about what's going on. So anyways, now let's talk about these two religion, Ubanda, Candomblé. It would interest you to know that aside from Ubanda, Candomblé, there's a new one they just introduced. It's not very new, but it's different from the one they've known. So there's Ubanda, Candomblé, and Ifa, all under the African religion. Okay, some people have Angola, but that Angola, I'm here to understand it. Is it from Angola, or what are they calling Angola, or are they Angolans? They are not Angolans. I figure that they are not Angolans, but they call their Orisha house Angola and all those things. So, and they have like Angola flag there. So maybe it's Angola culture or something like that. But the major one we know in Brazil that is very popular are these three: Ubanda, Candomblé, and Ifa. Ifa is a new one. It used to be just Candomblé and Ubanda. For Ubanda, it's like a distinctive religion native to Brazil, and that it draws upon belief and practices of spiritism that I spoke about earlier. It has indigenous and African religion surrounding it. The central teaching of these religions are fraternity, charity, and respect. Manifesting from the teaching of Ubanda are practices of pursuing a peaceful life, predicted on respecting humanity, nature, and Zambi. Zambi is their god, supreme god. Followers of this religion, they are small in number due to historically being targets of religion persecutions. Ubanda followers are mainly concentrated in cities with a greater number of Brazilians with African descendants, and an example is Rio de Janeiro. Okay, now let's talk about Candomblé. You know, I told you about Ubanda and Candomblé. Candomblé part is an African derived religion that's become a symbol for the Afro-Brazilian cultural identity. It's the only African cultural institution that has remained strong in Brazil. Candomblé is believed that they worship orishas, deities of Africa or Nigeria, which differs depending on the nation. In an attempt to escape religion persecution, African slaves often incorporated elements from Catholicism. Can you guys remember what I was telling you earlier? They incorporate Catholicism practices into their religion. Although it was thought to conceal the worshipping of their own deities, the faith has carried a stigma of being thought of, they think of it as witchcraft in Brazil. It's classified as spiritistic, which is very and entirely incorrect categorization. Okay, so these people, I don't know if I've told you guys this story before, where Candomblé people, or the African descendant, or the Africans enslaved, they were not allowed to practice their own religion, so they began to use Catholic saints to cover up their own religion. So if you go to Brazil Candomblé house, they always have a house for their, it's just like church, you know, their worship place. So if you go there, you'll be hearing stuff like Saint Antonio, Saint George, you know, and they're relating, for example, Saint George is Ogun. So they cover up, they used Catholic Saint George to cover up Ogun. Ogunye, I don't know if you guys know Ogun. Nigerians are watching.